travel through the wormhole through time, and yeah.
That was interesting. I love how you were like running out of things to say. You're like, I'm running out of something I could do with this little topic, so I'm just gonna end it. Oh, it still shows you're talking about it. Right? Awesome. Freaking preview's doing great.
Yep, okay. And that's how we do things.
That's
we just
how the cookie crumbles. What's up? What's going on, everybody? How is everybody doing on this wonderful? I don't know if it's nice by you, but it's been storming here all week. Raining, storming, all that kind of bullshit. You know, just been.
The weather has been weather.
Gloomy, humid, fucking awful around here.
So. Are you weathering the storm?
Hey.
Sorry,
I'm taking a sip of beer on that one.
Dad, I'm not as good as OhmMyLanta with the dad jokes. I'll work on them, you know. But you know how a joke becomes a dad joke, right? When the punchline becomes apparent.
When your parent becomes the punchline. That's what the real thing is.
That's when your dad is a joke. Hey. Any hoodly.
It's like talking about my dad who went to get cigarettes and never came back.
You know, my father once looked at me and said, "Hey, do you know what sex position leads to ugly children?" I said, "No, Dad, what?" He said, "I don't know either. Ask your mother."
That is beautiful. I love it. Who the fuck is calling me at 7:50, 7:30? Get out of here.
Hey, you know, they just wanted to interrupt you during the greatness that is what's in the news. And that's what we're here to do, right? We're here to talk about the news. We're here to get a little bit lit with all of y'all, enjoy adult beverage, talk about some adult topics. And you know what? I'm going to be completely candid. I think we're going to rage a little bit tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be a little ragey.
Yep.
Be a little angry Hippie's going to come out. Angry Poonsauce is going to come out. Hulk Poonsauce might come out too. You never know. Might throw my computer across the room. Who knows? Don't want to do that, but I can't control anything. But whatever.
Yeah.
How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's doing great. Before we get into things, before we get into the debacle of what we're going to talk about tonight, Sean, why don't you tell us what you're vaping on, man?
All right. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a vape by the toe. If he hollers, let him go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. So we're going to start with Mo. Here it is. Boom. That's the Custom Creations Micro. You guys just
focus button. There you go.
Blast these off a ton of times in a ton of different varieties. And here it is again in a whole different layout, whole different setup with the solid blue and the green. Got that kick-ass micro tip with the "Get Off My Lawn" colorway from DHD. Trust me, check your records. That's the way you're supposed to say it, from Jess Marie herself. Inside of that, this guy right here. You better ask, you know, some guy named TenaciousTXVapes about pearberry, because he knows. If you don't understand, this is blackberries, some strawberries, and pear. It kicks ass. It's from Kinetic Labs Expressive E-Liquids. I'm sorry if I'm butchering the name, but 62 distribution if you're looking for wholesale. Shout out to those guys. Fantastic E-Liquid. Next up, Warlock's Hammer, because it is Warlock Wednesday, and I gotta rep the homie, Mr. Mark Clough in the Gathering Vapor Lounge, because I love this mod. Fantastic dual 21700. Get you one if you don't got one. It's my all-day, everyday work mod. Like, so awesome. That's a Unicorn RDA. That's a DAP Money Dough tip by DHD, looking super dope. Little shreds of dollar bills in it. You know, that's what happens when you hate the establishment as much as I do. And inside of that, it's Banana Land time. We got the Boule, Bolu, the blah, 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 the fucking, you know.
Oh, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, the fantastic coil turd e-liquid that tastes like bananas and sponge cake and makes your mouth water. It's awesome. Get you some if you have a chance. Lastly, an OG coming back in the game right now. That's the Envy Loch Ness, the original Loch Ness. Stripped off that black paint, turned it into a nice little stainless deal. Got a little gear RTA
action. Stainless action.
Yeah, got a little gear RTA going on with a cool little drip tip, making it extra super comfy. And inside of that, still finishing off my homies from Canada, that 12 Monkey Tribe, Hakuna. Hakuna's great. Apples, cranberry, fantastic fresh apple flavor. If you like it, go get you some. That's it for me. Thanks for the time. I'm here, so Vapor Swaggins doesn't have to be. Back to you.
I don't even know if he's even here. I think he's preparing for his show, so we're good. What's going on, everybody? Hello. Since Sean was doing off a little bit of throwback, I think I might as well do one too. The mod throwback, but the RTA kind of, it's in the middle. I got pulled out the Scaly 213.
Oh!
With the Wasp Nano RTA. And inside of there, I got some of the Canadian himself, Mr. Overdrip Uncle Chris. I got some peanut butter custard. Doing really nice in there. Then next, I got my Lazy Vapor single 21700.
Hey.
DNA 75C with the Flav 24 Evo on top. And inside of there, I got some vanilla bourbon custard by Ordnance Vapor Company. And then finally, it never leaves my rotation. It's always sitting around. It's always being used. I got my Aspen Modco's Monarch Tormund, the recoil bubble on top. And inside of there, I'm starting to get a little low on this, but got my fried banana getting towards the bottom.
Yes.
It's almost done there, but it's good stuff. And is that everything I got? I think it is. So yeah, that's all I got tonight. So why do we just get into this little bit? First of
all right, so before we dive into the meat and potatoes of everything, the first one that I have noticed that not a lot of people have touched on, and in part because it's not really that big of a deal, but it's something I do want to get us the opportunity to touch on real quick. This article is coming to you from our friend Angela Garrity. Shout out to Angela Garrity. Check out That's What She Said Thursday nights. That's tomorrow for you folks. And for those of you watching on replay, Thursdays. You know what I'm saying? Over on the Ruby Roo channel. Angela put out a fantastic article. Trump donates $100K to the Office of Surgeon General to fund the upcoming public health advisory. So, just to quickly run it through, I'll read it to you because, you know, Angela does a great job summarizing up these little articles on vaping for you. AZ Essentials reporting that President Donald Trump wrote out a check and donated $100,000 of his own second quarter salary to the Office of the Surgeon General. The effort was done to fund an upcoming public health advisory. White House officials are declining to speak specifically in regards to the subject, however. The quote says, the president recognizes the important mission of the Surgeon General to protect and improve the health of all Americans, including helping to tackle the opioid epidemic and raise awareness of the dangers of e-cigarette usage among teenagers and children, the White House said in a statement. This is the third salary donation by the president to the Department of Health and Human Services as part of his pledge not to accept salary. So, why does this even matter? Well, here's the thing. A lot of us who...
response to that, definitely. Because as of that, before that, the White House itself has left everybody in the dark of what their opinion is on this so-called epidemic that's going around. They've stayed out of it. They haven't really said much about it. So as of right now, I believe this is the first thing that we've ever seen from the White House getting involved in this topic. So as we know, it looks like he's kind of taken the side of the Surgeon General side by helping fund it, because we all know the Surgeon General is trying to fight this epidemic, which he believes exists. So,
and that's the thing, guys, is like, if you're not on Twitter, and I feel like we talk about this all the time, but I can't urge you guys enough to get involved on Twitter. You get a real sense of what these different elected officials are thinking, what they believe, what agenda they're pushing. Jerome Adams, our Surgeon General, I follow the man. He is hell-bent on destroying vapor products. To the point, Mr. Logan Exhales and myself have both called him out on a couple of occasions for just sharing articles that had nothing to do with vaping, that had to do with the illicit products that children were consuming via vape products. Which, by the way, as a quick side note, I would like to point out that the Indiana Department of Health has confirmed that it was illicit products and not nicotine vapor. So put that issue to bed. We were right the whole time. Anyway, getting back to the subject, our Surgeon General is hell-bent on putting vapor products to bed. He does not want them to survive. And when you do the research and you start digging, you find out that he's heavily invested in Big Tobacco. So Big Tobacco's losses hurt his wallet. That's our Surgeon General, the man in charge of public health. I feel like the White House is taking a politically smart move because they're making a large donation to the office of the Surgeon General without specifically earmarking it for any type of research. It's for his use at his discretion, which, for those of us in the know, we can assess that there's a good opportunity he's going to put that towards anti-vaping campaigns. So that's, I think, the long and the short of that matter. But I think the big elephant in the room right now, and I'll let you get into it, Poonsauce, is this Juul thing.
Okay, so before I get too ranty and just pissed off, because have you seen some of my videos? I've kind of used Juul as we shouldn't really be blaming them for everything. It's kind of a thing like that. Kind of didn't want to put so much hate on him and all that kind of thing. So, and then we talked about this new Juul product that just is coming out in Canada and the UK and all that stuff. Well, now Juul has on their website, JuulLabs.com or whatever the fuck it is, I don't even care anymore. They put out a little statement for their commitment to the PMTA process. So they are fully for the PMTA process. And I'm just gonna read this because I'm getting ready to like.
Do you want me to read it so you don't get all ragey while you read it?
Yeah, please.
Okay. So this comes from newsroom.juul.com. This is a very recent press release as of August 20th. So that was yesterday that they released this. And Juul calls this our commitment to the PMTA process. Juul says, we are fully committed to the current PMTA process and are confident in the content and quality of the materials we will submit with our application by May of 2020. Okay? So that tells you that they're fully prepared for the expedited PMTA situation. So I just want to point that out. Continuing on, we are not appealing the recent federal court case in the District of Maryland and similarly do not support the recent lawsuit against FDA filed by the Vapor Technology Association in the Eastern District of Kentucky. While we have appreciated the opportunity to collaborate with the VTA, we will not renew our membership when it expires later this month, as we are not aligned on too many critical policy issues. For example, we support Clean Tobacco 21 legislation and an outright ban on certain flavors. Juul Labs will continue to focus on combating youth usage of vapor products, including Juul, while preserving the historic opportunity to switch adult smokers off of combustible cigarettes. So, before we get into part 2 of all this, I want to hear Poonsauce just get in and vent on this part. Because I know for me when I read this, and I read this yesterday right when it was released, I didn't feel too shocked. However, when they brought up the VTA by name and began to demonize the VTA's agenda, I'm going to be honest, I felt used. I felt as somebody who supports the VTA and SFATA that we were used, that we got duped, that they joined the VTA in order for us to be pacified briefly while they could data mine the fuck out of the VTA and then use it against us. And maybe I'm being paranoid, but I definitely felt like that was the agenda going on.
I'm going to say this. Okay, for so long, us as a community has been agreeing that Juul is one of the greatest ways for somebody to get off combustible cigarettes. And it still is like that. But after reading this and knowing where they stand, let me tell you right now, I will never ever own another Juul product, recommend another Juul product, or even talk about another Juul product in a positive way on this channel or ever in my own personal life. When they joined the VTA, we can still consider them a vapor company because that's what they are. They're part of this industry like we thought they were. We thought that they were in it for the right reason. They were in it to save millions and millions of lives, and this just gets me to the point to where they even went out and said that they pretty much called the VTA saying, we don't agree with what you're doing by this lawsuit, because they don't agree, because they don't need to worry about the fucking money right now, because all the money they have is already ready to go. For this PMTA process, they are all ready to file for it. They're probably already filed. I can guarantee they're already filed.
Oh, absolutely. I said it months ago. Those of you who may have seen me on the Ohmies, may have seen me on other shows prior to the Green Room start, I've brought it up on a number of occasions. When Juul talked about completing clinical trials of their product, that was my immediate red flag that those motherfuckers were prepared to be the very first vapor product to pass a PMTA and be on the market. And by default, inevitably become the only vapor product available to us on the market. They knew what they were doing, and they've aligned themselves to become what I like to refer to as state-run vapor.
They're the epitome of it.
Right. A government-backed business who is the only one who is going to provide you vapor products if that's what you want to do. So either you vape our way or you don't vape at all. So
and this is because they say their focus is combating the youth on vapor products, including the Juul. So what pisses me off about this the most is what do you think they're doing to combat it? The only thing that we've seen for them to combat the epidemic that is supposedly fucking out, that they lowered their milligram from they halved the 50 milligram that they already did. They made it 3%.
They
made it like a 30 milligram.
Which is like a 37 milligram technically by volume, because it's a 0.7 mil pod. On top of that, they started a anti-vaping campaign that they run in schools now, which, and this is where my conflict lies, okay? I hear the ants right now. I hear them. And I agree with them for a moment. Juul took a lot of big tobacco marketing techniques and modified them for today's age. I genuinely believe that Juul stepped into this understanding that they could create a product that would inevitably give them the biggest market share of nicotine consumers at one point or another. And through the whole regulatory climate, they've had to make business decisions. At one point, they were owned by Pax Vaporizer Company. Pax Vaporizer Company, for those of you who don't know who they are, is a dry herb vaporizer company. They exist majoritively in the cannabis realm. So at one point, they decided they had to cut ways with PAX, and they've since split. And then from that point, they realized, again, with the current regulatory framework, we needed more behind us. And so they turned again, and they said, all right, let's get that Altria money involved. The benefit of that was understanding from Altria's perspective, owning multiple cigarette brands, how to navigate the framework of this regulation. And so they managed to position themselves in such a manner that they could be the only. And that's terrifying. I want to transition to the VTA email that was sent out to VTA members. This has not been posted
publicly.
We can find publicly, but this was sent as an email to VTA members. And the VTA responded. And I think, and we don't have an actual author at this time to this response. This is being signed as the VTA as a collective. But this response, I think, summarizes everything so damn well. I'm going to read it verbatim. It says, Vapor Technology Association and Juul Labs part ways, August 21st, so that's today. Yesterday, Juul Labs announced that it would not be renewing its membership with the Vapor Technology Association, citing the lawsuit the VTA recently filed against FDA and policy differences. VTA is surprised by Juul's stated opposition to the filing of VTA's complaint against FDA because Juul recently opposed the efforts of the American Academy of Pediatrics to grossly accelerate the PMTA deadline in another lawsuit and sought similar relief in that federal lawsuit. In addition, Juul's designated VTA board member participated in the VTA board meeting held to consider the lawsuit against FDA, but never objected. In fact, the vote to move forward with the lawsuit was unanimous. Prior to the meeting, Juul had the relevant documents relating to VTA's consideration of a potential lawsuit against FDA, but never objected or expressed opposition to the action. From its inception, VTA policies have consistently focused on creating and preserving a diverse marketplace for products for adult consumers desiring an alternative to smoked cigarettes. A diverse marketplace includes both open system devices and closed system or pod devices. A diverse marketplace includes vape shop, small business, and convenience store options for adult smokers to access products. A diverse marketplace includes the many flavor options adult smokers have been purchasing in lieu of the same old tobacco and menthol flavors that are sold by Big Tobacco. A diverse marketplace includes e-liquids containing a variety of nicotine levels, including zero nicotine, to provide adult smokers with the option to reduce their nicotine intake. We appreciate Juul's past attempts to collaborate with VTA. We recognize that some decisions made by VTA on behalf of the industry may not perfectly align with the interests of every one of our members. However, we believe our strength as a trade association is our diverse membership. VTA is organized so that no single member, no matter how large, can dictate policy. We put our decisions through a regimented process to make sure they are based on sound and strategic rationale. We avoid taking reactionary positions based on transitional moments or the news of the day, and remain focused on securing the long-term future of a diverse and well-regulated vapor industry. As a reminder of what is at stake, the FDA recently warned that a precipitously accelerated PMTA deadline would lead to the mass market exit of ENDS products and cause adults who have quit to return to smoking, a public health outcome which should be avoided if at all possible. VTA's and Vapor Stockroom's lawsuit against the FDA was filed to avoid that mass market exit, about which FDA warned, and to preserve the diverse and vibrant industry of companies dedicated to providing adult smokers an alternative to deadly cigarettes. VTA stands behind its decision to defend the interests of all vapor companies and the thousands of small businesses in the U.S. that will be put out of business without the relief requested in our lawsuit. VTA is proud of its rapidly growing membership. We are committed more than ever to advocating for rational regulations that will ensure the availability of a diverse array of product options for adult smokers. We simply ask that all our vapor companies which believe in our vision of a diverse and vibrant marketplace join us in our fight. Thank you for all that each of you do every day to defend the promise of vapor. And that is signed the VTA. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is the official response from our VTA.
If there is any organization right now to put your trust into, who you know is doing it for the right reason, who you know isn't doing it to make a quick buck, who you know isn't doing it just to make themselves look good. No, I'm saying the VTA right now is probably some of the best chance we have in a fight right now. I think they have the capability with everybody that is a vapor behind them and everybody that is all the companies that are out there and doing this stuff, being a part of the VTA, all these e-liquid companies that are a part of the VTA. These people and all of us, this is our chance to fight back.
Absolutely.
Because I couldn't have heard any better of a description of what their plan is and what they're doing to this industry. Because out of that statement, there's one word that really stood out to me the most, and that's the word diversity. Which they said in that article to where everything they're trying to do is to save the diversity of this industry. How there's so many different options, so many different flavors, so many ways of getting that vapor, so many ways of between like an open system, a pod system, or anything. Diversity. It's all to make everybody can customize and everybody can have that industry brought to them with ease because of how many different ways they can be introduced to this industry. And pretty much calling out Juul, saying, first of all, you guys took part in this meeting we had, the vote that we did to where we were going to, an actual Juul board member showed up to that meeting to where they made that decision. And it was a unanimous decision. Unanimous doesn't mean 3/4 of people agree with
unanimous is everybody. It's everybody. And here's the thing, guys. I mean, I had a viewer of ours reach out to me recently. They were dumbfounded that more people aren't watching programs that talk about this stuff. And I had to explain to them that, that's something that is a hard pill to swallow. But those of us that are here, we're the dedicated ones. This is about a counterculture movement and the overall push to protect it. We are a small amount of all vapors. But that being said, we are powerful because we won't shut up. We don't get tired. We keep fighting. And every time the bad news hits us, we get back up and we keep going and we keep fighting. I want to recognize Matt Elliott today because there was a press conference outside of Juul's headquarters in New York. There was a whole lot of anti-vaping propaganda being spread. And do you know who showed up to be a voice for vaping? Matt fucking Elliott. Okay? That dude, like him or hate him, that dude won't shut up. He won't stop. He will be there by himself to speak out against the bullshit and the lies. And anybody who wants to hear him, he's willing to take the time to talk. Man, that's what we need. And that's why we're here. We're here to spread the knowledge. We're here to talk about it. We're here to give you motivation, and we're here to give you ideas on how you too can get out there and do your part. And that's as simple as it can be. He found out from Kasa that, hey, tomorrow there's going to be this press conference and this protest against vaping outside of Juul Labs. And he said, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to go and I'm going to be a voice against the bullshit. And I'm going to be there to speak some truth and give these people at least something of an opposition. And that's all it takes. You can be an army of one. It's totally realistic. You can be an army of one, and you can make a difference in somebody's life and change that opinion. We've done it on Twitter. Logan Exhales can back me up on this. We had a woman spouting all of this nonsense. We turned around. We started hitting her with links. We started hitting her with facts. She changed her tune. She didn't change her opinion. Kids shouldn't vape. But she realized that, you know what? The harm that she thought was coming of vaping really wasn't coming of vaping. And the people who had used vaping as an alternative to smoking have made a fantastic decision to create a harm reduction process for themselves. And that we, as people, should not be taking that away from the people who use that harm reduction technology. And that's what it's all about. One mind at a time. If that's what it takes, one mind at a time. I've said it before, I'll say it again. These people believe in their heart of hearts as much as we believe fiercely that vaping is good. These people fear for the kids and think that vaping is bad. So we have to work extra hard. We have to understand and come with compassion, because we don't want kids vaping either, but we don't want our technology taken away from us so that we can't vape anymore and we feel forced back to smoking.
You know why these people think what they do? Why they think vaping's so bad? Is because they don't know otherwise. All that's been put into their head is lies, false media, false statements, false science, everything. Everything that they've learned about this industry has been led with lies. It's something that it puts a bad taste in my mouth, because all this information's out there. Everything we need to know about the safety of industry, how this industry works, and what we're in this for. It's all out there on the internet. Statements, actual paper. It's out there, black and white, on ink. It's just... But the media and all that stuff, the media and all these people out there that are with these false facts and the false everything, just, it's frustrating. It fucking gets you angry, because how could somebody be so ignorant and so full of their own ego and their own mind to where we're going to try to change the mass opinion of people with lies. Where morality should come in, and morals that you've grown up with, to be good to others, being good to, like, always looking out for the person next to you. Something that we all should have learned by the time we were 10 years old is thrown out the window just for an extra buck and just so the rich people could stay richer. So you can think what you want about Matthew Elliott. Some of you may not agree of the way he does things, but you cannot deny he does it with passion. And he does not give the fuck up. He's doing more by himself than I can probably say 100,000 to 200,000 vapors out there right now are doing. One person is doing more than 200,000 people. Think about that.
Crazy. It's crazy to think about, but that's the thing, right?
Probably more than 200,000 people. I would say with the millions of people that vape, he's probably doing more than almost half a fucking million vapors out there.
You know, and it's all it took was him just saying, dude, you know what? If no one else is going to do it, let me. Why not me? And that's all it takes, man. It's how I got involved. Literally, I told this story here on this very channel. You guys can go back and watch it on the What's Your Story with me. I got vaping and got this involved through advocacy first. I was a dual user, and somebody came to me and said, do you understand what's going on? Look at all this. And I went, holy shit. This is government overreach. This is a technology that can change people's lives, and for the better. And this is insane that they're going to try to shut this shit down. And I started getting involved. And from that, I fell in love. It's that mentality. If no one else wants to do it, why not me? That friend thought the same thing. He said, if no one else is going to do it, why not me? And he decided, fuck it, I'm going to do it. I know a lot of people. Another name some of y'all might know, Kara Kryptonite. That's another person who thought, why not me? Because she started out as a vapor, became a vape model, got involved in the industry, and then said, shit, I got to get involved in the advocacy and activism, so why not me? I mean, it's another person. Whether you love her or you hate her, the fact is, she went, I gotta do my part. I gotta get involved, you know? So, you know, what we can do is we can combat the bullshit. You know, Vapor Swaggins talks about it often, how his dad will send him some nonsensical article about how vaping is bad. And, you know, he'll turn around and say, yeah, well, there's this, this, and this. And his dad can't refute it. It's that approach. It's you know, we've all done it. We remember high school, right? Somebody says something, you say, yeah, well, here's the facts that prove you wrong. They say something else, well, here's the facts that prove you wrong. Well, you know what? Fuck you.
That's how it would end. That's who it would end. The moment when somebody
how it ends. Exactly.
When somebody doesn't have a response to you giving them fact, the way I was raised is, you know, you've won an argument. Of professional and intellectual argument is when they throw personal insults back at you towards the end. You know, after that, there's no more you can do. You don't need to do any more, and you should not do any more, because by that time, you're wasting your own time and you're wasting your efforts. It's because after that point, there is no way to convince them. Because, you know, they're not open-minded, they're ignorant, they're just these people out there who will refuse to find information out there. I'm the kind of person who, there's negative information out there, I'm going to try to find information that possibly can prove that information wrong. Because, like, it's something that it's something in life. There's always two sides to one coin. So, you're only seeing one side of the fucking coin by what the media is bringing out. So, somebody with actual intelligence and a sense of fucking using your damn brain should have it to where, okay, the media is telling one side of the coin. Let me go out of my way as somebody who wants to learn more, wants to do more, and try to find out that other side of that fucking coin.
It's true. I mean, guys, we say it all the time. Support the people who support the industry. Angela even said it. Support the shops that support advocacy. Here's what I can urge you to do. You can just follow the VTA on Instagram. They share all these different vape companies and all these different shops that have joined the VTA. If one of those people's in your area, if one of those e-liquid companies makes an e-liquid you think is fire, shop with those people. That's what I urge you to do. Put your money into the companies who are putting their money behind us. Because right now, for the people that are watching, that is what makes the biggest difference. We can succeed, but it takes money to do so. These folks need that. And these companies that are putting their money into places like the VTA so that they can fight these lawsuits, we need to support those companies. I've been an avid supporter of Prohibition Vape Company, for example, because they do all the hard work. They go so far as to put CASA membership information in wholesale shipping. Like, that's the degree they care. That's the kind of company I want to spend my money with. The people who value the industry as much as I do. We can find these people. We can do it. We can make the change. But that being said, stay vigilant. Every time they come at you with the nonsense, hit them back with the facts. You guys know it. We have the links. You know where to get them. Use them. Knowledge is power, baby.
As long as we can inform others on a positive aspect and show them that the stuff they're seeing on the mass media It can be proven wrong. And it will be proven wrong. That's why we're here. One of the reasons why we're here, to prove that what the media is coming out with, all these articles, the false articles are coming out with. We're here to prove them wrong. We're here to fight for an industry that saved our life. And why the hell are we not going to fight for other people so they can have that same opportunity? We're not fighting for our own opportunity. We already made that decision to choose. We saved ourselves. Now it's time for us to start fighting for others. This industry has been so born on being about yourself and growing your own brand, growing your own thing, growing your own product. It's not about that anymore. Use whatever media outlook you have, no matter if it's Instagram, Facebook groups, YouTube, any YouTube show. It may get draining because you feel like you're beating a dead horse. But think about it. These shows that are getting these hundreds of people to view. I mean, I got to give Grim credit because he gets 600-700 people in his shows when he does them. And he's always fighting for advocacy. Always. He's always spreading the right thing that needs to be spread. He's always giving the right information. But these live shows out here, I'm going to go off on my own little tangent right now. These live shows on YouTube who aren't doing anything, who are just using it to grow their own personal brand, let me tell you guys this. It's not fucking about you guys anymore. I don't care how many products you guys have come out with. I don't care what you guys are doing to make your own brand better. It's not about you. Right now, we're at a state to where we need to fight for the people who have not found this industry yet. And how are we going to do that? We're going to do that by saving this fucking industry. So you guys with your fucking so many subscribers on Instagram, fucking YouTube and everything, start using your fucking social media outputs the correct fucking way. These reviewers out there who are using their outputs to review another fucking pod system just so they can make that extra fucking buck. No, you have thousands and thousands of people watching your videos. Start fucking using it correctly. Okay? I'm getting sick and tired of just fucking seeing the shit. Nothing. All these people with all these high media platforms, high on their own fucking high horse, thinking they're the top shit, thinking that they are the reason this industry is around. No. We can do perfectly fine without you guys.
It was said by an individual, I believe his name was Mr. Just Right. What you allow is what you will receive. And in the vape world, that's so goddamn true it hurts. The more we continue to allow the things that hurt us to flourish, the more we're going to get them. Those of you who have heard of The Secret and the Law of Attraction, same idea. The more that you accept these bad actors, these companies that use poor marketing techniques, these pod systems that are made to attract the younger people, the more of that we're going to get. Because, I mean, shit. Perfect example. When I ran the social media for my vape shop, 60 ml e-liquid to promote it, maybe get 75 to 100 likes. Promoted that we got Soren airs and Soren drops in, thousands of likes. We know what these people are looking for. When I worked in a vape shop, the kids would come in, and I call them kids because I'm getting older and older, and you know it's hard for me to accept that 18-year-olds are adults. But I remember asking several of them why you wanted your Soren, your Juul, etc., etc. They want the nicotine buzz. When we all used to smoke, we remember that first cigarette of the morning. That cigarette fucking got us spun out, and it was beautiful. It was the only cigarette of the day that would ever get us spun out. But it was an amazing cigarette, and we loved it. Well, what's happening is these kids are enjoying that nicotine high, just like we did when we smoked cigarettes when we were kids and we started smoking. And they're getting spun out real quick from the nicotine. And in the beginning, it's, you hit your friend's vape, you get spun out from their Juul, that feels great, and you don't deal with it. And then you start doing that more and more, and you decide, all right, I'm going to get one of my own. And, you maybe hit it one or two times a day, and it's great. And then all of a sudden, 1 or 2 times turns into 3 or 4, turns into 5 or 6. Next thing you know, you're chasing it. You're chasing the dragon. Those of us who have been drug addicts, we understand. You're always chasing the high. And at some point, you realize that, well, now I'm just a nicotine addict. And that's what these products have done. They've created a problem. And that's what happened. The kids started getting high from nicotine, and then they got addicted to nicotine, and then they started chasing it. And what's crazy is that they don't understand what they're doing. What's crazy is that there are parents who support their kids doing it because they don't understand. When I would explain to a parent that a 5% Juul pod was 59 milligrams, they would shit bricks. And that's because they didn't understand. They didn't grasp the math. And once I explained it to them, they went, oh my God. This is the disconnect that we're dealing with. I'm going to sound like a fucking angry old man, but kids are fucking stupid. Point blank. Kids are fucking stupid. You were stupid. I was stupid. He, she, him. We were all fucking stupid when we were kids. We did dumb fucking shit and we thought we knew it all. That's what the kids are doing now, but they have this technology to abuse. Man, I abused some shit when I was a kid. I did some really dumb shit. I talked with somebody, I think it was that guy Matt, about about cough syrup. Those who know. Those who don't, I'm not going to even get deep into it. But yeah, cough syrup. Are you fucking ridiculous? If kids want to get fucked up, they're going to find a way to get high. And we did it. Now they're doing it with vape products, and it's stupid. And now we've got illegal vape products that are out there on the streets that are getting kids fucking sick and killed. It's ridiculous. This is where we're at. So
us as an industry has to stand up and say enough is a fucking enough. Us as consumers, all these shops that you notice that are not doing advocacy are promoting products that are killing this industry. You have the right to go up to them and say, I've had a fucking enough. All this shit that's going on right now is so frustrating, so angering, because people are allowing it to fucking happen. People are sitting on their fucking ass, on their watching on Instagram, going out their fucking social media, and not doing a damn fucking thing. Because they think somebody else will do it for them.
Yeah.
There's times where I've had the moments to where, hey, people think I'm going to do it for them. Why don't I just fucking stop? Make them get off their ass and fucking do it. But no, that's not the mindset I'm going to have. That's not what I'm going to do because I can't. I virtually think it's my duty now, in a good way, that I have to do it. I can't not do it. It's in my head. It's embedded in my head. I can't not do what I'm doing right now. It's not possible. Because if I say I won't, then somebody else will say, oh, he's not doing it. Maybe I don't need to do it afterwards.
For real.
The moment somebody says they don't need to do it anymore because it's on its own way and people are doing it for them, they need a fucking swift kick in the ass and a fucking something called a real kick in the face with reality. Because you're not going to get handed stuff. You have to go out of your way and fight for something you want. Fight for something that you believe in. That's how everything in life is earned. You have to earn respect. You have to earn your voice to be heard. You're the only one in control of what is being said out there. Nobody else is going to control that for you.
I said it last week.
I'm sick and tired of it. And it's getting to the point where it's getting angrier and angrier every time. The more I deal with it, the more I've been trying to like seclude myself to like I don't know. I'm at a point right now where I'm not going to stop, but I'm not going to be nice about it anymore. I'm going to still do the right thing and promote this industry the correct way and the way it should, but I'm not going to be fucking nice about it anymore. I'm done being nice about it. I'm more than willing to help anybody who wants to learn about this industry correctly and do it the right way. But I've sat here for so long thinking being nice and talking about it is the correct way to do it because it'll get to somebody. It'll get into somebody's mind that, okay, a civilized human being is talking about this. I'm done talking about this in the civil way. It's not getting anything done. Time to start taking, not like fucking flipping cars and bullshit, not doing that. But I'm not being fucking laxed about it anymore. I'm not being friendly about it anymore. I'm going to start calling people out directly. And I might lose friends on it.
We gotta address the question, Pony. So I want to address this because it's Angela. We love Angela. Whenever she asks a question, it always leads to another great piece of conversation. And I do definitely want to address this question. I'm gonna throw it directly to you, so prepare yourself. Angela asks, do you think Juul will get past the PMTA with all their bad press? And how about now after parting with the VTA?
They'll still get through. They will. Because you know what they have making sure they will? Their wallets are fat and their funds are, I would say, limitless.
I mean, I feel like it's one of those things. When it comes to the FDA to business, and good press, bad press, doesn't matter. If the PMTA is filled out correctly, all the data is there, and they're satisfied, they're going to pass it. Let's take a look at all the bad press that cigarettes have, and they can still allow new cigarette products on the market. We can consider all of the drugs, all the opiates, and how much of a fucking legit epidemic of opiate use we have in this country. And yet they'll still pass fucking opiate products with no goddamn problem. I think the FDA sees it as a business. And so if you got the money and you've spent the time, you're going to pass. And let's be honest, like I said earlier, Juul has been doing the work from the very beginning to be ready to pass a PMTA. They got their clinical trials out of the way. They've got the money behind them to do what they need to do. They'll survive a PMTA. I've long believed that Juul will be the only vape product we have available at one point. And that bothers the shit out of me because I don't like Juul flavor. I don't like Juul's vape experience. It's not my thing. I would be hard-pressed to want to keep vaping if my only option is a Juul. I mean, Juul don't make a goddamn stacked mech mod, so Poonsauce is definitely not going to be happy vaping a Juul. You know what I mean?
And that's my stacks. I'm taking away your arm. That's what's happening.
And that's the thing, right? Is like the PMTA process is going to do that. It's going to take away our mechanical mods. So even if other vape devices do pass that are open source, that are more our preference, they're still not going to be mechanicals. They're still not going to be unregulated because you have to be able to show all your safety features that are involved. There are no safety features in mech. There are no safety features in unregulated. We're going to have to turn to a clandestine person, a person who makes them at home. And to be fair, that doesn't mean that those are going to be bad products. It just means we won't have those options available to us in the general market. We won't be able to go buy a Hammer of God. We won't be able to go buy a Dreamer mech anymore. We won't be able to buy a Notion. And that is taking away our freedom. That is un-American. That is communism. That is socialist vaping. You will vape these only options that we, the government, give you. And that's not fair. That's not America. That's not how this country was founded. But then we get into, that's America today, isn't it? Which is a whole different rant for a whole different show. But that's what I see. I see a company that has the power to, as Anthony Ramallah just said, create a Juulopoly. Them, RJ Reynolds, because they're doing a lot of work. RJ's working hard. To be fair, RJ does side with the vapor industry as a whole, but RJ Reynolds is working hard to be part of that. And that's who they want. They want the big tobacco companies who are already throwing kickbacks, who already have investors. That's what they want. This industry didn't play by the rules, and now we have to combat that and keep ourselves alive. Like Labworks just said, the USA is one big corporation, and he's not wrong.
And everybody out there needs to have the mindset and look at these people who are making these decisions and making the decisions to where they can think they can make these regulations. You need to look at them straight in the fucking eyes and say, I am tired of you making money of how I choose to use my health, and I'm tired of you making money off of my well-being and my health. Have that in your head. Be tired of it. Be fed up. I want everybody in chat to be fed up with what's going on right now. I want that to spark somebody's passion to where I am tired of what the fuck is going on in this industry right now with nobody doing anything, and I'm going to go out of my way and do something because obviously the person fucking next to me is not doing a thing. Everybody needs to have that fucking mindset, because if everybody had that damn mindset, we would be in a different place right now. If everybody had that mindset, there probably would have been a fucking march on Washington already. I can guarantee it. The moment that freaking August 8th thing would have happened, if everybody had that same fucking mindset, we wouldn't be worrying about the PMTAs right now. We need to start getting people to start thinking like we do. It's going to be a hard thing to do, because all of us in chat right now, I know you guys all think, you guys are all logical human beings. It's time to find the people who aren't and try to change their mind. It might be easy. It might not be. I don't want to say, I can't tell you to do it. I want to say do it with compassion and do it like that, but the way my mindset is right now, I don't want to use compassion anymore. The people who refuse to take the knowledge in, the people who refuse to look at actual fact, I'm not going to post personal threats to anybody, but it's just, it's frustrating. It's getting to the point where it's so frustrating where I want everybody to think with their fucking brains. Use your damn brain.
Yeah.
Common sense isn't so common nowadays.
I just had to call out my local news station for constantly, when doing marijuana stories, putting images of people who use vape devices. Like, I'm talking footage of somebody with a tube mech and a dripper priming their coil in with cannabis talk. That's bullshit. You need to separate that shit. That's sloppy journalism, and it needs to stop. And that's the fight that we're fighting. It's madness. But that's what you do. We have to approach them. We have to say it. We have to be nonstop. You know, you got people out there on Twitter, on the streets, who are tireless. That's what we have to be. We have to be tireless. You know, it's so hard, and I understand where Poonsauce is coming from when you get to that point that you're like, I don't even want to fight. I tell you guys, I give up probably once a day on fighting the fight. But that's how it has to be. It has to be like I fight the fight from the time I get up till it burns me out, and then I stop. And then tomorrow I get up and I fight that same fight until it burns me out. And then I get up the next day and I fight that fight. And some days I'm burnt out by noon. And some days I make it to the end of my day and I'm still fucking arguing with idiots about vapor technology and the facts. But we have to do it. Those of us who are dedicated enough to get involved, we have to do it. You know, that's the long and the short of it. You know, at this point, it might feel like we're beating a dead horse, but it has to be done. Keep fighting the fight, guys. I mean, I feel like we're at this point beating a dead horse, so I feel like we should start wrapping up. But keep fighting the fight, guys. I can't urge you enough. I'm looking at my chat that I see right in front of me. I see nothing but tireless advocates and tireless activists, and I appreciate all of you. Your efforts don't go unnoticed.
You people are reasons why I still keep doing this. Because if it wasn't for the people in chat right now tirelessly doing this, if it wasn't for Angela tirelessly doing her research, tirelessly putting articles, I wouldn't be doing this right now. I would have given up already. Angela is one of my sole inspirations to why I still do this. She knows that. I've told her this face to face. She is a main reason why I still do this. The passion she shows, the knowledge she shows in it, everything that I want to give a huge shout out to Angela Garrity right now. You are like my vaping spirit animal, my vape advocacy spirit animal, Angela. You inspire me in more ways to do more than I could ever fucking imagine. I found this industry on my own will, and I chose to save my life with it. And you doing that, you did this. You said the same thing. You did the same thing, but now you are a sole person out there who is choosing their outlook and their knowledge and using it the way that they were known to do it. She's known for putting correct knowledge out there in the correct way and saying it the correct way. So for that, I have nothing but love and respect for you, Angela. I have nothing but love and respect for everybody in chat right now. You guys are the reasons why I keep doing this. You guys are the reason me and Sean keep fighting. Because we're not going to stop. We're not going to stop. We can't stop. And it's just going to be that way.
Here, Logan. Angela Garrity 2020. Yes. You rock. You know, I mean, I'm looking at the conversation, and the three names that are just constantly talking right now, all of you are the shit. And it means the world to me that you guys are here and that you're this dedicated. You know, Anthony, Logan, Angela, all three of you, I see it. You're tireless warriors. I appreciate you guys immensely for everything, because this is what we do, guys. You know, for those who might be watching in a replay, we see the effort. For those who are fighting, we see it, because those of us that are entrenched, we all know each other because we're fighting this fight. And guess what? I respect it. We respect it. That's why we keep doing it. You guys keep us motivated as much as some of you might say we motivate you. And that's the game, right? We all motivate each other. We all keep ourselves honest. We all keep it rolling. Unicron's Hole, I see you, brother. I know you working too. I got you.
Hey,
and that's
you may be
right?
working, but you're still listening. That's all that matters. You're here
that's
right now. If you're here watching the replay, you're still... I respect the living hell out of every single person that takes time and watches my videos, watches or listens to what me and Sean have to say.
You know, when I had that viewer reach out to me and say that they were mind blown that more people aren't watching shows like this, Weekend Wisdom, Weekday Wisdom, the Rise and Vape show, I told them, like, look, it's one of those things that it's a hard pill to swallow, but you have to accept that, maybe one out of every, 50 to 100 vapors is going to be this involved. And from that point, you just fight because that's how it works. When I think about the fight for cannabis legalization here in my state of Massachusetts, we were all of maybe 3-4% of the consumers who were actually fighting to save and to end prohibition. That's who we are now in the vape world. We're those 2 to 3% of people who are willing to put in all of this energy and effort. And you know what? You guys are the real MVPs. We're doing good work. All of us that keep fighting the fight, we're doing good work. I love all of you guys. You guys mean the world to me. You inspire me and motivate me. And with that being said, I'm going to hit you with my usual sign off. Don't let the bastards get you down. Be cool and don't be a dick. And of course, we got to keep it cloudy. So, love you guys. Be awesome.
On that note, everybody, I think we're going to call it quits here. I would like to thank everybody in chat who stood by and listened to our hour-long rant session of going absolutely AWire. I feel like I let some stuff out that needed to come out.
Pony looks a little lighter now.
Yeah, it's just going to be like that once in a while. It's going to be, you're going to let things build up and then you just got to let it out. So you might see that more on this channel. You might not. Who knows? But don't be prepared for anything. That's what the show you could expect for this show. Be prepared for anything. That's what me and Sean will give to you guys every single week. On that note, from the both of us, I'd like to say thank you. Thank you for everything you guys do. Everybody in chat, you guys inspire me. You inspire Sean. You inspire me. You inspire both of us to keep on doing this show every week. So again, I'd like to thank everybody. And yeah, we're out, man. Just keep vaping, everybody. Have a good one, guys.
Keep on fighting.
I dripped on my hand.
Oh no, I disappeared in the